Here we are at Hanson's Garden Village again with our succulents. Succulents are some of the easiest plants that you can grow. They need the minimal amount of care, the minimal amount of watering. They do require a lot of sunlight. They like it hot, they like it dry. Some are rapid growing, some are slower growing, some are trailing. So depending on what your household wants, it's your choice.
Hi, here I am again by the soil and pots and containers, and I'm going to show you how to put a succulent container together. Most succulent containers, it's good to have drainage so you don't overwater and they sit in water. You still might need a saucer to put on here, but I take pre-holed pots that have drainage holes, and just so I cover them lightly with this fiber just to block the hole, because I'm going to put some perlite in there just to give it a little more drainage for when I'm watering. So I put about 1 inch of perlite in the bottom. It's a dusty, so we'll wet it a little bit so we're not breathing the dust. I spread it around on the bottom. I can shake it to level it off. And that helps if I overwater, that the water sits there. But remember, you also do need drainage so that it doesn't have lots of water. Then I'm using our soil. You can buy cactus soil, but it's almost the same. You just need nothing that's dug out of the garden and heavy soil. This is a light soilless mix. I filled it light. When I water it in, I want it to settle down maybe about 1 inch here, so I can not have it spill out. And then we're going to be putting 6 succulents in, and I usually look for color and texture. We'll try to get a variety for people so they have a little something variegated, something tall. This is the hen and chicks. This trails aloe type plant in a echevera, and I put them in the container. I pinch them out in the pots that they're growing in. Sometimes the soil is soft, so I'm going to use this one for my height because it is a nice tall one. And the common name is
fire sticks.
Fire sticks. I'm pinching out the aloe vera. It's a little heavy, but you can see it's been rooting in here, and it will start getting a little bigger once I put it in a container that's larger. I'm not going deeper than the level that it's at, so I kind of put a hole. Some people make their holes, but I have a feel from doing it so many years. Sometimes I break, if the roots are too much, I break it apart at the bottom. This one's a little top heavy. Sometimes you need like a popsicle stick or a stick to elevate, to hold it in place till it gets stronger. Sometimes if it gets too big, don't be afraid to pinch it and it'll bush out and get stronger and make a new top. In fact, I would do that in this one, but you want to see it all nice and at the right stage. But you can see how droopy it is. It get more strength when you put it in if you cut it back. The little hens and chicks here, lots of little chicks, and that's the mom. And I'm going to put that opposite, making my hole, not going deeper. Eventually the mom will get too big, and you might have to take that one out and put little ones in. And that's one thing, plants do grow, so it looks nice now, but you might have to have your scissors and your trowel and get in there and take things out as they get too big. This is the trailing sedum. I don't go right to the edge. Everybody thinks if it trails, it needs to be right on the edge. This one can be in a little more and it'll start spreading out and maybe even go throughout. This trailing one, I don't say all the names, but you can tell it's got a nice variegated leaf. And it has a pink flower. So any succulent would have a flower if they get a nice hot sun and they're able to keep blooming in the heat. So I got green 4 there. I put 1 in the middle. I'm going to set this off to the side opposite of this one that's trailing. Put a little soil around it. And you make sure that one was a little dry. Sometimes I like to make sure that the plants are all watered before I put them in the container. So now we have it set. If you want to add fertilizer to keep your succulents happy, this is an organic pelletized fertilizer. We'll just put a few in around the container. And I just burying it in there.
And we'll also add some stones, decorative stones that you can accessorize your planter with as well.
And if you have gravel or something and you want to put that around the plant, sometimes that people have like a river rock that they put in, or a colored rock. If you go to the hobby store and had some at home, you can add that. Or just, it's nice just to see the soil. But it doesn't take much to go out in the backyard and find some rocks to add an accent, and maybe you want to put a little figurine in there. But there you have it, your succulent container. And that's one of the easiest to take care of. Nice sunny window. Don't water it a lot. And make sure it has a saucer though, because it will drip out from the moisture in there.